Hey, how's it going? My name is Ashley Rose, but you can call me Ash, like the Evil Dead, Hell to the King. We are sponsored by Curse Cosmetics. You can use my code AROSEDISTORTION. That's AROSEDISTORTION, same as my social media handles. And that will get you up to 10% off. Also, if you click the link in the description or go to the website deatharts13, that's 13.com. You can support my channel. You can support anything there. You can support a lot of great bands there. So I'm here with the Creepy Crawlers today. How are you all doing? I'm so glad all of you are in the same frame. I hope you're all well.
We're awesome. We're cold. Good. We're in Ohio, so it's cold, but we're just going through a black metal phase right now.
Yeah, we're in frostbite.
It's okay. I understand. The last time I was in Ohio was about like a couple years ago. A friend of mine, she lives up there, and her husband, they're wrestlers, so they have a promotion up there.
Did you come up with something at Rockstar?
Huh?
Or at Rockstar Pro Arena or at Turnbuckles?
No, that's Pro Wrestling Revolver.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So, yeah, if you're in that area, I'm sure you've seen them around in Dayton.
Yep, for sure. Absolutely.
So, before I go into everything and before, we discuss your sound and everything, let me allow you to introduce yourselves to my audience. Describe yourself, give me a brief summary if you were to see it like on Wikipedia or Wiki, whatever, or what you have on your Spotify. So go for it one at a time, please. Not all at once.
Let's go ladies first. Let's start with Scarika.
I'm Scarika. Some half co-vocals here, and I'm the bratty evil demon witch in this scenario. And we've been doing a lot of musical things together for a long time, and it's pretty rad to have young blood back here join us and have Corey, but we'll introduce them.
Yeah, we've so the band started in 2022.
Yeah,
and
post COVID.
We had the Scarika and I and Presley had been in a band called Cricket Bows, which was more like a psychedelic band, and COVID stuff, etc. So we started like a new wave horror influence thing called New Wave Vendetta with our friend Dan Canzonieri, who's in Electric Frankenstein, and he was in Christian Death and Shadow Project and that kind of stuff. So we started this thing and we did it, and we just got the horror bug again really hard. I used to be in a band called the Jackalopes, and so this is sort of a not a sequel, but a sort of a spiritual sequel to the Jackalopes.
It's a development.
Yeah, but
you're the Rev.
I am the Rev.
Yeah.
But I took over. You want to talk, Presley?
Okay, yeah. I'm PJ actually in this band.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Or Presley. I play the bass, and I am the Rev's daughter. So that's why this is a whole special kind of thing.
Young blood.
Yeah. I'm a little guy.
Not anymore.
Well,
you've grown now.
And Gory Corey.
Hey, I'm Gory Corey. My real name, if you really want to know, is Corey. I joined the band, I guess it was last October.
Yeah.
So I've been, so it would have been October of 23.
Yeah.
So I've been with the band for a year and some months or whatever, but I met Chad through where I work, but Chad didn't know. I mean, maybe he knew, but I was a huge Jackalopes fan, and things just kind of fell together.
When I found out that he played guitar and he knew my old band songs, I was like, well, you should definitely come over and do that. Like, let's do things.
It was the lighting of moons in the universe, and
it was 100%.
Yeah, it was meant to happen, and that's usually how it goes down. So this is just more or less just a newer. Well, I would say newer because it's like a couple years that y'all been together.
Yeah, it's really we've been playing live for a year. Corey's been in the band. He's played every show with us. But
I think I was originally brought on just to be a part of like the live band, and
we couldn't get rid of you. We love it.
But
Short.
I feel like we've been here forever though,
Yeah.
because I was coming up at the same time as like the Blitz Kid guys and Coffin Cats and Calabrese, and like that's my generation of bands, and that's we all played together, and so even when I wasn't in a horror punk band, I was still watching and loving it all, and so when we started the Creepy Crawlers, it was almost like it always existed. That's kind of like when we talk about it being only a year of actually playing live shows, that's weird to me, because it seems like it's been 10 years now.
Yeah, it feels like a lie.
In a good way.
You've got such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, we played with Cancer Slug. We played Horror Hound with Electric Frankenstein. Like, we've done a bunch of crazy shows, and it's been awesome.
Now, I did see one of your live shows, that you have like on YouTube, or someone caught it. You do have that feel that you have been together for quite some time, because y'all do have a chemistry together. It's a great vibe. You can definitely tell it's there. So y'all gel very, very well. It's a great sound. I really dig your vocals, both of you. I think it's cool that y'all are co-singers on everything. But who mainly writes the lyrics? Who mainly writes the music? So it's Rev.
Yeah. He's the man with the plan, man.
The band, literally, I was watching We Are Horror Records come up, and I was like, man, I miss being a jackalope, but I can't. I hated it when the Misfits came back as the Misfits. I thought they should have called themselves the Fiend Club or something like that. So I was like, the Jackalopes had a big song that had a part where I screamed the words "creepy crawl." And so I was like, I'm going to take that, and that'll be the thing that it'll signal to those people. But like the first song, I played every instrument and did the whole thing, and then had PJ jump on and play the bass, and Erica put on like some backing vocals, and we got signed off a song that we did in the back room at the tattoo shop. Like, and it was just that I just unleashed the Jackalope spirit again. And I think we've released 4 EPs now and a live album, and we have a whole other full-length album that we're sitting on right now. So, but yeah, I can't. It comes out of me really fast. But everybody kind of gets co-writing credit, because everybody takes it and makes it their own.
Yeah, he brings us the bones to these songs and allows us all to imprint on it, and it just is copacetic that way. Nobody gets to say that enough,
But y'all, all of you together, y'all do have like y'all do have a feel that y'all have been together for so long. As far as the influences, we're going to go back to the Misfits. I feel like everyone says the Misfits is the primary influence in the genre. Your sound, your vocals, I consider it more of a Danzig style.
Thank you.
I'm serious. When I first heard you, I was like, no, this sounds more like Danzig, not necessarily the Misfits, but Danzig going into, we're saying like album 2, Danzig 3, around there.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That's a nice compliment. He's definitely a huge influence on me, but like he was an influence on me because I was raised on Elvis and Jim Morrison, and he was like my generation's version of that thing. Like a husky voice. I'm a big guy. I'm like 6'2". I got a husky voice, and like the first time I heard the Misfits, I heard him kind of do that wail, and I was like, I do that. Like that's like a Wookiee yell thing. Like I naturally do that, and so it was like I knew I could. So my teenage bands covered like every Misfits song and like the first Danzig album, and absolutely cut my teeth on it. But I'm a Hindu, I guess. Like I have a pantheon of gods, and he's definitely not the only one. And so there's 80s hair metal stuff in there. There's goth stuff in there. There's dark country stuff in there. Like, and then my all-time favorite band is the Monkees. So the whole idea of having this like family shtick where we're kind of characters and stuff, like Kiss, the Monkees, like that's, there's a lot of stuff in there. And everybody, I think we all circle around similar things, but everybody has a totally different entrance into this. Like, you want to talk about your influences at all? Like, and it might not even be music for this band. It might not be musical.
So for me, my influences are through the horror movies. Like I bring an almost autistic level of this random VHS knowledge. And so I can build and add to anything that he writes some sort of like spin on, like, we should write a song about Carrie because she's the best. Come on. She gave them what they got,
Yeah, and we think about the theatrical shtick that we can do.
Right, and that's where I'm like, okay, we have to throw in props. We've got to make it interactive because that's the kind of thing that like really draws people in is participation, really,
Yeah.
Or even if they don't want it, you're a part of this now.
Yeah, you're gonna feel the heat for sure.
Yeah.
How about you, PJ?
Well, so I was born into it, of course, but I also like.
She was literally in diapers at Blitzkid Jackalopes show. 100%.
Yes, my first concert that I officially say is Kiss. So I have been here for a while. I loved Alice Cooper, still love Alice Cooper from a very young age, but I also like the more, I guess, Gen Z POV of I like My Chemical Romance a whole lot, which brings a similar theatrical horror element. Like, a lot of people just call them an emo band, but they're really more than that. They're a rock and roll band with horror elements like us.
Of course, because they're from New Jersey.
Because they're from New Jersey. They're legit because they're from Jersey.
I saw My Chemical Romance one time back in, let's see, probably it was roughly before like the Black Parade got released.
That's rad.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, saw them at a festival with Placebo.
Oh, that's wild.
That's wild. I was not expecting Placebo to be there, but a couple of friends of mine, we got into a car. We drove 6 hours to this festival, and it was in northern Dallas. It wasn't even in Dallas. It was like on the outskirts of Dallas, Texas.
That's cool. That's a really cool story.
And, and Muse was there too.
Oh, wow.
I saw Muse for $5 in Columbus one time.
This was before like roughly around that time. I think it might have been before that Muse album hit really big. Like
Absolution.
Yeah, there you go. They were there. Muse was there, and the Killers.
Oh, that's rad.
Oh yeah.
Interesting lineup, and then a bunch of like indie bands were also there too. So I do agree with you. My Chemical Romance. I've listened to My Chemical Romance for a long time.
Yeah.
They did have a lot of horror elements. Starting with they did a lot of stuff with vampires. First album.
Yes, they did. Yeah, absolutely.
They're sticking to the black and red aesthetic too. I mean, it's so important. The black and red aesthetic is very like, Shout at the Devil's a perfect album because of how it looks.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
I'm
there's
looking.
the visual element and there's the sound and everything. Yeah, and then I also like all the glam rock and hair metal and all that good stuff. That's Dad's fault.
I love hair metal.
Yes. What
about Corey?
Yeah, Corey, what are your?
Corey, sorry.
Oh, well, skateboarding brought me to punk rock. Like like those two kind of go hand in hand, or at least they did. And I guess there's a lot of hip hop and skateboarding now. But anyways, skateboarding brought me to punk rock, and then there was the Misfits, and that was probably my first. Like, I learned their whole catalog. That's how I learned to play guitar. Well, I took lessons from a blues player. But the Misfits were big for me. But then I got real into like thrash and like hardcore. I still listen to a lot of hardcore, like OG hardcore, Minor Threat and stuff like that. Even like 90s hardcore. Like, I get down on Sick of It All and stuff. I was listening to Sick of It All today. It's rad. But like, thrash, Buckethead's huge for me as a guitar player. Like, obviously, I don't know if you're familiar with Buckethead, but like, there's something about him. Like he's not for everybody because he's just a shredder or whatever. And some people say that he doesn't have feel, but like if you've ever seen him live, like there's more to it. Like you can tell he's feeling it. And like he's got his own shtick too. He's got the bucket and the chicken.
Yeah, he's got the whole production.
Yeah, so that's really fun.
With the grocery tossing.
Yeah. Buckethead's huge for me.
Yeah.
But like, thrash and like lately I've been like I go back to skateboarding. There's a band called Kirk and the Jerks from back in the day. Anybody out there, check out Kirk and the Jerks, man. Sick. I'll stop.
No, but we all we have a huge. We just all like a lot of different stuff.
It's very eclectic.
It all kind of cycles around the idea that we want to have we want it to be really active and really energetic and pull people in visually and with the when you watch our live show on YouTube, like every rehearsal is that. Like my wife was in marching band in high school, and she taught me if you don't do the show like you're supposed to do the show, you won't do the show like you're supposed to do the show. So you got to do the walk and the whole thing, all the moves. So we do our entire show like one time through, and then take a break, and then do the show again, and then stop and pound on things we need to work on. So it's like
it's intense.
Most punk bands aren't like the Jackalopes
Prince.
were never like that. The Jackalopes didn't rehearse. We would just get together and it sounded like that, and we were good, but like this we hit it hard. Prince is a huge influence on me, and Frank Zappa. Like
it's a little bit of Prince worship in this band.
There's a lot of Prince worship in everything we do, secretly, but that's why everything's purple.
He's a sick guitar player.
Yeah, Prince was great. I mean, he did the whole soundtrack for the first Batman film.
Yeah.
Bad dance.
Bat dance.
This town needs an enema. Keep busting.
The best. The first two were the best Batman films, in my opinion. But then again, I grew up watching Tim Burton, so there's that. 100%. So, a lot of people have. I know that there's a few horror punk songs out there about Carrie. As far as any other influence, I know you take it from VHS horror. Anywhere else, literature, film?
Oh yeah. So my stuff is like, I'm really deep into the occult. I'm really into true crime. So there's a lot of like Charles Manson stuff through everything we do. And then there's like a lot of Aleister Crowley and all of that kind of stuff. And like,
Zodiac Killer.
I'm kind of obsessed with the Son of Sam. So I have a theory.
Here we go.
Oh no!
You talk about it. I'm all for true crime.
So David Berkowitz always claimed that he was not alone in those killings, that he was part of a larger group that was an occult group that was practicing out of a bookstore called The Magical Child in New York City in the 1970s, the mid to late 1970s. The Son of Sam slayings happened in 77, which as a Misfits fan, you know that the Misfits band is heavily entrenched in New York City in 1977. Glenn Danzig has said that Halloween 2 was inspired by Latin speaking that he heard outside of a meeting he was at the Magical Child bookstore in New York City in the 70s. So is there a possibility that our man, Glenn Danzig, could have been associated with or one of the Son of Sam killers? I don't know.
Or maybe he was just in the area in
New York City. I brought that up to the Electric Frankenstein brothers, and because they're from New Jersey and New York, and they were like, "There's so many people in New York. You're crazy. There's no way. There's no way. Shut up. You're crazy." He was collecting comic books.
Sound like Ace Frehley.
I mean, it's they did go to New Orleans and attempt to
dig up the bones of Marie Laveau or whatever.
Yeah. The Voodoo Queen.
Glenn Danzig. And so also the Son of Sam thing. Let's go into this. Glenn's gonna get mad if he sees this. What's the fourth album? What's Danzig's fourth album? It's 4P, right? The 4P stands for the Process Church of the Final Judgment, which is the cult that the Son of Sam claims he was in at the Magical Child. So Glenn straight up writes all of these songs that have to do with these like occult topics, all of these songs that have to do with guns and young lovers, like teenagers in heat, can't control them. Mommy, can I go out and kill tonight? We covered that one. And while I was learning the lyrics again, I was like, I met a girl on Lover's Lane. I kept her toes and teeth. Every night I stalk around until I find my keep. Like, that sounds like something like the Son of Sam, right? Like, or the Zodiac Killer. So like, and I'm obsessed with those things too. I don't think Glenn is really a killer. Although
I was about to say
he might be. I don't know.
Like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. We sing about some shit.
Yeah, if you get my lyrics out, I am into all kinds of crazy shit probably, and I should go to jail. But,
No, that's a Minority Report shit stuff.
but
I mean, people write all kinds of shit in this genre, whether it be true crime, whether it be horror, whether it be literature. It comes from all aspects. So
well, we have one that's Night of the Demons.
Yeah,
And
that's from the movie.
from the movie, and then we covered Trick or Treat
From the movie Trick or Treat.
from the movie
80s.
Trick or Treat, not to be confused with the
The other
lollipop bag on the
Yeah.
head Sam.
Yeah.
I feel like there was another one. It escapes me.
Yeah.
one got carried, of course.
But a lot of stuff is it's from everywhere. It's absolutely
There's, like,
from
Ron.
yeah.
Like,
That's like a Friday the 13th
Yeah.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's some things that I try to take the idea, like, because horror punk has been writing songs about movies and books forever. So when we do it, I try to do it in a way that's just a little different or a little twisted compared to what else I've heard or whatever. I try to
Take it to the limit.
yeah, or
And
just
that's okay. I mean, I know someone had asked me if I consider Cancer Slug horror punk.
right.
In my opinion, yes, I do in an aspect, but I consider them a rock and roll band.
Right.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff going on. I mean, it's just like Black Sabbath is a heavy metal band, but they didn't identify as a heavy metal band. You know, they're also a blues band and kind of a rock and roll band. And
Now they're a doom band.
yeah, but like, yeah, Cancer Slug's totally like Memphis Elvis type of stuff mixed with like just old blues stuff mixed with you know,
Yeah, I mean, they're from
black
the
metal.
South.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
he's like Alex is super into black metal type of imagery, and but it's like I think that was the thing when I was in the Jackalopes. The thing that I would kind of bust people on is like our scene is very much like a bunch of nice kids that put on costumes and play music about things that they're interested in, and it's all fine. But like we're doing songs about like dark things, but like a lot of those kids were Christian kids and like didn't dress like that all the time or whatever. I was always for trying to like keep it real, and Alex is one of those people that's like that times 1,000. Like I'm too. I cut myself up when I was a kid, but like I can't bleed for my art that hard now. You know what I mean? And that guy will still, like G.G. Allen and so many others, just until the day he dies, he's going to burn out
He's
every
going
cell
all
in
the
his
way.
body.
Yeah.
And when he performs, he's gonna give it everything. But that's like you said, that's rock. That's like this. That's a true spirit of rock and roll right
Yeah.
there. Like it is,
Well,
and that's like a shamanic art form. Do you know what I mean? Like that's like he's
Yeah.
taking on a spirit.
you're talking about, Alex really pushing it. Like when we played with when we were back in the green room, and we were talking to the drummer. I can't think of her name, but they'd said that they were out on the road and they had done like 30
Oh
like shows back to back.
That's a ridiculous amount of shows.
That
nonstop.
old school hit the road, like Black Flag style.
Drove their own van, carried their own gear, carried their merch in, stood by the merch table, played a hard ass set for well over an hour,
Killed it, yeah.
It was
and
awesome.
sweated and bled, and then packed it all up and drove to the next town. Like that's hardcore, and we love that, and that's like we try to do what we can to try and embody that as much as we can, too. Like our stuff's not. It's fantasy, but it's also like it's about like it's primal scream therapy. Like it's about like getting out, our childhood abuses.
It's a little, yeah, it's a little rough.
Hey, gang, I'm funny
Yeah.
because
Hi
I have
guys.
trauma.
Our parents dumped us when we were young. Would you like to hear about it?
I mean, whether people like or not, that's whether people like or not, that's the majority of my generation, the upcoming generation, the current day generation. That is, I hate to say it, but that's exactly where we're at, in that aspect. The upcoming shows, do you have anything planned? I know you have an upcoming album. Can you tell us, some information about it? Can you perhaps go over what it might be about, what we're expecting to hear from it?
This is like I wanted to make, because we've just done EPs so far, I wanted to make a really, really like not like a Black Parade epic thing or a big Queen album or a concept album, but like something that had a beginning, middle, and an end that leads you on a journey of sorts. It's not at all a concept thing, but it flows like Shout at the Devil. It's completely based on the way that Shout at the Devil has an intro, and then it has these songs that kind of pummel you, and then it has this brief break that, and it's all very satanic and you know what I mean? Like it's gonna bum out some parents potentially. But I mean, Satanism's good now, right? Like
Satanism is for the family.
It's for the family. It's for the children. So it's that kind of a thing. It's like if this came out in 1986, I'd have to go to court about it. Like that's what.
Yeah.
Me and Dee Snider, Frank Zappa, yelling at some senators.
Yeah.
Through the PMRC. We've never done it. So
High five and John Denver.
we've never done it, so I'll tell you about it. There was a concept that we had early on that when I was a kid, the PMRC was a scary thing. Senators' wives that were like trying to keep you from watching things and listening to things. So we were going to make our own PMRC, like a fake one that we would set up an Instagram for, and they would like go after all of the bands in the scene and make us like a really villainous band and get people to like,
Really
stand outside of the show and
get hooked into this.
do the whole thing. What the hell? Oh, I was going to call it Parmesan. Parm for short. But it's parents against rock music exhibiting sexiness and naughtiness. Yeah.
Oh my God. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, we could. Copyright.
But we
Copyright. Gene Simmons. Copyright.
Copyright. We have that album's almost done, and then we have we're helping. Horrorshock is doing the Halfway to Halloween Festival in Dayton, Ohio, in April 26th. It's Beltane, Walpurgisnacht, and a big horror rock festival. It's going to be Halloween in April. And we've got the Lurking Corpses on that. We've got Pumpkin Guts on that. Creepy Crawlers, the Lollipop Kids, which is the glam rock band featuring.
That's not out yet, technically.
That information isn't out yet. But it's going to be a big show. That's going to be a fun one. That's the next show. That's the only next show that's on the books. But we're
cooking stuff.
Should we talk about do you want to talk about what we're doing right now?
Yeah, that's up to you. You give as much as you want to give, or if you want to leave the
We
allure
are
there.
exploring our other artistic talents, and it's going to be
We're working on a
really
different set of
great.
chops.
It's going to be pretty great.
It's the Creepy Crawlers still. We're not shifting gears or anything.
No.
There's something that we're working on a thing. We're working on a thing.
We're working on a thing. We're busy. It may seem like we're not hitting the streets and making shows, but we're making stuff.
Yeah.
And it's coming.
Yeah. The hint I'll drop is the Monkees are my favorite band.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw. I just dropped a little hint.
Did you? Oh, yeah. We're making a sitcom.
No! That is a spoiler.
It's just like Friends.
We do this a lot. Are you ready? There's a couch. We use a couch.
We have a couch.
It's the couch.
I got a couch.
It's a settee.
It's a settee.
I think it's pronounced settee.
So, I mean, you have some interesting decor back there. So, what's going on back there? Then
This is our rehearsal
What do you mean?
space. Yeah, what do you mean?
It's completely normal.
This is our living room.
got some, I see you got some posters up there. You got some skull lights there.
Mhm.
So it's your rehearsal space that you're
This
in.
is
right
our
now.
rehearsal space. We've got a 12-foot by 12-foot drum riser back there with the drum kit behind this couch. All of our amps and stuff are back behind us. We play facing that way. And on that wall, we have a huge collage from 80s heavy metal magazines up into the early 2000s, though. I have a Murder Dolls poster up there.
got
We have
Spice
Tommy
Girls
Lee.
poster.
I have a Sam Hain live in 1984 poster signed by Glenn.
Linnea
I've
Quigley.
got Linnea Quigley. I got Dee Snider,
Chris
Chris Farley,
Rocks.
White Zombie. We had Pantera up, but we took them down.
There's a big
We took down Pantera.
thing over there.
Oh yeah, we've got a giant.
Right, one had to go.
Yeah, we were like, you guys aren't wearing any makeup. Everybody else has got all the Spice Girls. Did you
Spice
mention the
Girls.
Spice Girls?
I
Yeah. Frankenstein, so the monster.
Mister.
So that's our audience. Like when we rehearse, we are playing to a sea of faces that are from our rock and roll and pop culture childhood.
And it got me at first when we first put this up. Chris
And that's why
Farley.
you're so good.
Well, it's like Chris Farley's right in front of me, right? And he's making this like, okay, and I'd be like, woo! And I just can't. Like, I just can't even.
Well, I got Lita Ford looking at me like
Yeah.
she's judging the crap out of me. I'm like,
Yeah, that's like,
sorry.
you know,
Sorry, Lita.
I got my boy Scotty Ian staring at me, so I can't fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got like the original Danzig lineups up at the top, and they got their arms crossed like this, like they're totally like, no, you guys haven't got it yet.
You suck.
No, Chuck Biscuits is hiding behind a chair, but everybody else is like,
Mm-mm.
yeah.
That's why you're so good. You had to play to an audience of.
You got to be good when you're playing to these guys. You got to be good. Davey
Yeah.
Havoc is staring at me over here. He's making me blush.
You know, he's scared.
Oh, he's staring at you. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We know that's
Yeah.
not true.
It's me.
Yeah, Dee, you ever seen Strangeland? I had recently
Yes.
rewatched it. It's
Yes,
still
Yeah.
one of. It still holds up to this time, man.
it holds up. I got to see him on tour in a tiny bar when he was making that movie. So he had like the red hair and everything. That man was a machine. Like he was the most physically fit human I had ever seen in person. And even when he wasn't singing, he would run off stage to the side while the guitar player ripped. And he would like jog in place while another man spritzed him with water. Like this, he just to keep it going. And then he'd run back out on stage and do the thing. It was so good. It was amazing.
I'm jelly.
My bass player at the time kept slapping his leg. Dee Snider. He was like, quit it. It was awesome.
Stop.
Oh
Yeah,
man!
Strangeland was cool.
Yeah, it was.
Now, was the spray just for an aesthetic, or was he cooling down?
What's I think it was like, yeah, he was cooling him down. Like it was, well, no, you know what it was? Dee has very extremely curly hair. He was spraying him around his head. I think he was keeping him from frizzing. Legit. I think he was keeping him from fucking frizzing.
That's real.
I swear to God, this man, like Elvis had a man that brought him scarves and water. Dee Snider has a man that defrizzes
He's got a
him.
mister.
A Mr.
There
Mr.
might be gel in it.
Mr. Yeah.
You know, like a little water gel cocktail.
He's from
going
New
on.
Jersey. There's no telling. His olive oil
Give it
could
a
be
little
in there.
scrunch.
There could be some olive oil.
It could be anything.
Could be anything in there. But yeah, the guy was like, he was just, I didn't know what he was doing.
He didn't know what he was doing. That's why I was like, was it aesthetic? Was it for a reason?
No, like he was behind the mains. So like we could see him because we were front row, like against the stage getting crushed. But like everybody behind us couldn't see it. Like it was just a keep my pump up. And like you could see that he was really like he looked like he was leading an athletics class of some sort for some
Love it.
imaginary, women over there.
I love it. I love it. That's
It was
so.
cool. Yeah, it was the coolest thing ever.
I can't. I had no idea that he had his own Mister. I can't wait. I'm gonna clip that. I'm gonna clip that because I think
It has to exist on YouTube. There
it
has to be
to be.
happening. It couldn't have just happened in Dayton, Ohio. I said We Are Horror. Dan Phillips in the UK, what he was doing really inspired us to start the band, honestly. And it, like I said, it had been brewing with the previous project, but like that whole little thing that started to bubble up got me excited. And so we were really excited to get signed to the label. We were like I think we were the first band he announced. I think we were the first band because he did the first comp, and then it was us. I think it was, everybody knew he was going to do something with like Siblings of Sam Hain and stuff, but there wasn't anything official. So I think we were the first or second
roster up there.
Yeah. Well, like our scene, we just like Horrorshock is like, we have a fairly good sized roster right now, but like we've had just as many people like join and then dump. Like the scene is just always changing, and it's like ADHD times 1,000 in the world right now with the way that we do stuff. So we'll all collect like a lot of bands, and then suddenly they're all on another label. So like Dan and I have traded a couple bands at this point. But yeah, Horrorshock was started, like it was us and a group of people that we knew when Dan ran into some trouble just in his personal life. He didn't have the bandwidth to do We Are Horror for a while. So we released our Attack EP. We did a bunch of press. We did a show. And then like the label folded. He was like, sorry, chaps, we're not doing the label anymore. I quit, at least for a while. And we were like, oh, crap, what do we do now? That was a really cool thing. And there's not another thing like it. There were other existing horror labels. There were other small, scenes where one band would have a label and there'd be a bunch of people on it or whatever. But like, I saw what Dan was doing with We Are Horror was what some of the labels like Spasmatic and our label Mosquito Hawk that we had back in the day was doing in the OG era of, the first Blitzkid and the first Jackalopes and the first Nimvind and all of that kind of stuff. And I felt like We Are Horror was doing that again. So when that closed up, we just kind of pooled resources and started Horrorshock. And I'm generally the one that's running around putting together the comps and signing bands and stuff. But like everybody on the label, all of the different bands kind of have different levels of activity. But like Jared from Zipper Guts is like, he's awesome. He's always scouting new bands and hipping us to cool things. And but yeah, Horrorshock's been going since whenever that lay down happened with We Are Horror. I can't remember what year or month it was, but that's when Horrorshock popped up. And we've done multiple comps. We did the Earth AD tribute to the Misfits thing that had a bunch of bands doing that album. We had I got Grave Robber to do a song that's really a pretty satanic song. And the singer, Wretched Grave Robber, was like, I don't think we can do that song, even though I love the Misfits. And I said, listen, let's take it as you're giving the children a warning that this is the terrible thing that's going to happen to you. And he was like, okay, perfect. We're in, because they're a Christian band. So they couldn't, you know what I mean? So, but we got Grave Robber on there. We had Treacy and the Phantom Punks on there. We had, I can't remember who all. There's a bunch of bands on there. And then we've done the Shockwave series. We've got Volume 1 and 2 out. Volume 2 has Spellgrinder and 84 Tapes and Zipper Guts and tons of really great bands.
Yeah, I had Spooky on here. He was actually my first guest for this channel.
That's awesome. I think that might be how. I think that the label's already following you. I think I saw you through that. And then, I think that the Spooky thing was when I told my wife we needed to get on here.
Yeah, I was on another platform and I was kind of transitioning from wrestling to music. So once my channel kind of started doing a little bit, I needed to dedicate more time to my channel.
Yeah.
It was actually Spooky that was like, hey, let us be on. And I'm like, okay, so.
That's awesome. Yeah,
so shout out, because I wasn't planning to do interviews anymore. So shout out to Spooky for just like opening that gate. I'm like, yeah, you should be on, dude.
That's awesome. Yeah, he's a good one. He's a good talker. We love him.
Yeah, I absolutely love him. I love his wife. Like.
Yeah. And what they're doing, like I think that's the difference between horror. We Are Horror Records, I think, was definitely more focused on the post Blitzkid style, like post Michael Graves style horror punk, and what Horrorshock is more about is a little bit grittier or something with like a metal influence. Like I think that Spellgrinder is a hair metal band. I think we're kind of a hair metal band. Even though we're kind of like a caveman version of a hair metal band, I think we're a lot like Wasp and stuff like that. But like I think a lot of the bands that are on Horrorshock lean now. 84 tapes. Braden's a one person wrecking machine recording all that stuff, and it's like Motorhead heavy.
Yeah, I think that might have been how we started following each other, is because I had 84 tapes.
Yeah,
and I was following 84 tapes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I love their music. Their stuff is great. Super cool.
I mean, there was a couple labels, and there's still some labels, and then I think everyone just branched off to being independent after Fiend for oh my gosh, I can't talk right. Fiend Force. After that era, from my understanding, I believe Fiend Force is still around.
Yeah, well, there's several labels that are like, we're still here, but they haven't released anything in a while. But yeah, I think Fiend Force is still around. I think they might have done the Zombiest record. Who did the Zombiest album? I think that might have been Fiend Force. I can't remember.
I don't know. I thought I might have been. Yeah. That's a good question, because I'm wondering now too. I haven't checked.
Yeah, I think
I haven't really kept up with them.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a few, like there's some cool small labels in Germany and stuff, and there's cool stuff happening everywhere. And I think bands, I think it's good to do your own thing. I think you should sort of DIY it as much as you can.
Where can everyone find you? Where can everyone follow you? I know we can follow the label. I'm going to link them below.
Yeah.
Everywhere. We've got the TikTok and the Instagrams and the Facebooks and the Spotifys. And YouTube.
We have a lot of videos.
Yeah, just search the creepy
We'll
crawlers.
send you snail mail if you want.
Yeah, all the typical places.
Yeah.
Yeah, just look us up, the Creepy Crawlers. Google it.
Google it.
Google
it.
Yeah, Google it. You'll find us.
Yes.
We look like this. When you get there,
you'll know it.
You'll see us. But yeah, we do a lot of content stuff. The TikTok we haven't hit up in a while, but like we used to do record reviews. And I would do record reviews. Skerica would do VHS reviews.
Yeah, I talk about dead people.
PJ talked about dead rock stars. Corey did some reacts videos with our drummer Danny Grimm, who's not here with us. He's on a sabbatical right now.
A sabbatical.
Yeah, he's taking some time off. But yeah. What the heck was I talking about?
I have ADHD, don't
the
ask me.
content. So we do a lot of videos and stuff. We have a lot of like production kind of videos and stuff. Like we just have a lot of fun making stuff. So Google us, you'll find us.
Now, before I let you go and we close out the interview, don't worry, I'm going to link all the socials. I'm going to link everything on here. I always ask about this, collaborations. Who do you want to collaborate with outside of your label?
Who would we collaborate?
Said you wanted to collaborate with Sebastian Bach.
I never liked Skid Row when I was young, and I suddenly find myself enjoying Sebastian Bach as an aging man. And I think that he and I are long lost, what do you call it? Soulmates.
Soulmates.
Just the love of Kiss and the Monkees and whatever. But no, I don't know if I wouldn't really want to do anything with Sebastian Bach. I would hang out with him. What's up, Baz? And I'd like hit his knuckles and then we would do something. But we'd look at records together. But no, man, Danzig, I don't know, Alice Cooper, all the big guys. But
Uncle Alice, yeah, that would be a fun collab.
But we also like doing weird stuff that's unpredicted. unpredictable. So I think it would be cool to do like that Knocked Loose Poppy thing that just happened. Like give us a K-pop star, give us La Lisa or Jenny from Blackpink.
Yes.
And let us do scary, crazy shit behind them. I think that'd be the move.
Yeah.
But of course, like every band operating right now is good.
I think it'd be fun to collaborate like with wrestling.
Yeah.
You know, like,
we got
picture
invited. Our band got invited to
Sicily.
a TNT event. TNA. God, gee whiz.
Gee whiz.
Gee whiz.
God, jolly.
We got invited, so we went fully in costume and everything. People thought we were wrestlers, and we were like straight up, like if they give us the go, I will take a chair to the head. Let's go do this.
Yeah,
thing.
we would.
There's an
I
awesome.
promise you, at TNA they don't do chair shots.
Yeah, I know.
No.
I mean, at least on the head directly.
Maybe they will after we're done.
But
We can be
so Lars
We were ready for the
Fredrickson from Rancid was at Horror Hound when we were at Horror Hound, and we're all big Rancid fans, of course, and the band just kept badgering him. So by the end of the weekend, I found out that everyone had given him a CD, everyone had given him something, everyone had come and talked to him. So Lars came and watched us perform from the side of the stage, I think, from what we're told. I didn't get to talk to him at the show, but it was Electric Frankenstein headlining, so he should have been
just
there.
warmed them up.
We were just warming him up. But but Lars was the manager for some
Spitfire.
lady wrestlers, the Spitfire tag team in that.
Yeah, Jody
production.
and Danny.
So yeah, we got to come out and hype and support them when they were here and scream and yell for them and everything. And we screamed for everybody though. We were fans. We didn't know who to not like. We're so disconnected.
And we
from
also
it.
just yelled "killer," "hold on."
Yeah, kill or two. A lot of that. But two. But we fell in love with it. Yeah, I get it now. Why
That one chick, she was a walking muscle.
Yeah, they're just rad. It's so much like what we do. Yeah, I would. That's it. We want to work with
Go
Spitfire.
outside of the box.
We want to work with the Spitfire tag
Let us
team.
play a freaking show while you guys have a match.
We just
Yeah.
want to have fun.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Make it weird. Let's get weird.
Let's
Yeah.
get weird.
We'll throw some puppets in there. It's a
Yes.
show, man. I'm sold.
Yeah.
Puppets in the occult.
Yeah,
That
man.
would be involved.
Satanic puppets
And
and
pizza.
wrestling.
Mhm.
Obviously, the feast on the board is pizza. That's a no-brainer. Duh.
We're pizza people.
Pizza band.
Za is life.
So are you for pineapple or are you against pineapple on pizza?
Ooh.
No pineapple person. I'll say hard pass.
I haven't tried it, so I don't know.
On principle, I'm against it, but I've liked it when I've eaten it. So
It's fun to bash on, but my wife is totally a pineapple person, and it's grown on me. Like pepperoni, jalapeno, and pineapple is killer. You get your
Oh, I
sweet,
can
your
feel-
salty, and your spicy.
I could deal with that.
Yeah.
I'd rather just like eat pineapple on the side. Like, can we have pineapple after we have pizza?
right, that's an option.
You know,
That's
I'm down with that. But like, I don't know. No,
You're not comfortable with it being all together.
no, that's not my jam.
It's okay. When I was in middle school, I would see this. I can't even remember their name because that was like 100 years ago at this point. Many decades and moons ago, there was a kid in my lunch period that would take everything, and I mean, she would take everything from her lunch plate and put it into like a little like sandwich and just eat it like that together.
Short
gosh.
circuiting.
I still put
No.
potato chips on my sandwiches.
Oh no,
I like
that's
that.
normal.
That's different. People, that's an okay thing to do, but I mean, she put everything
That's why.
together
That's why.
because
Big.
I actually asked her why she did that. She said, "Well, it's all going to digest it together anyways."
Oh,
That's what my
same
grandfather
place.
always said.
It's the
If
texture.
I would talk to them if I
Yeah,
was in
he is
junior high and
experienced.
somebody did that. I would go talk to that girl and want to know them. And, like I was like, you're now my weird friend.
Hello there,
We're gonna
sandwich
get
eater.
together. There was a girl in grade school that put mustard on her mashed potatoes. I found that like really horrifying. Yeah, she just
Whoa.
and then it's yellow mashed potatoes, and I was just like,
Oh my
no! But
And-
I think they put butter on his hot dogs. No joke.
That sounds like a dirty joke.
I know, right? Like,
If you gotta eat hot dog.
Yeah. Hot buttered hot dogs.
We're from Dayton though. We like Dayton style pizza. It's like
Yeah, we have
oh,
this.
yeah. So
it's
like,
a
I guess
cracker thin crust.
the rest of the world calls it like,
like
bar style.
squares, tavern
It's not
style
quite
pizza.
thin crust, like crispy. It's got like a little like,
Meat to it.
Yeah,
Got a
it's
little meat,
party
little
party cut,
thickness,
like in the squares is what some people call it.
Yeah, it's in square.
with the crumbly sausage. You know.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
Yep.
You're afraid. As soon as you said that and you said square, I was like, I know
Square
what you're
pizza
talking
with
about.
really
I've seen
crumbly
it.
sausage and those little licorice tasting things. What are those things called?
Oh,
Fennel seeds.
Fennel
Yes.
seeds. Yeah.
I don't
Yummy.
care for the fennel
That shit's
seeds,
yummy.
but I realize it's
that's a bummer when you bite down on a fennel seed.
yeah, man. Hate
I
that.
like it.
I don't
Also,
mind
they
it,
look
though.
like bugs.
It's got a good taste.
You
I
look
like
at them,
black
you're like,
licorice.
what's in my? I'm getting old, so I'm like, oh my god,
They're weird. and strange.
It's
am I gonna
illegal.
die? Nope, it's just Dayton pizza.
Just Dayton pizza. All right. Yeah. Thank you once again for, coming on, being on the show. This was fun. I enjoyed it. I had a great time. And that's what's important. And once again, you can follow them on all the social medias listed below. Everyone, you have a good night, good day, afternoon, wherever you are.